Today we get to make seafood pasta. It's so delicious, it's gonna make you feel like you're on the beach in Tuscany. With the winter now behind us, enough with those heavy pastas, let's go for something light, and seafood pasta is perfect. For the ingredients, we have some squid, some scampi, prawns, garlic, chili, and parsley, a beautifully nice Italian lemon, smells amazing, salt, tomato, extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna be using Frantoio. Frantoio is a type of olive that goes amazing with seafood. We're gonna cook with some Paccheri, and of course, a little bit of wine for the pasta and for myself when I cook. Step number one, we get to clean everything. So heads go here, take the tail off, and we're gonna be using all these shells to make an amazing broth to give so much flavor to our pasta. Same with scampi. This we're gonna cook it later. This one for the broth. So the thing that will take the longest is to make the broth, which we start with some extra virgin olive oil. And to this we're gonna add some parsley stems, and the stems are full of flavor, so they're gonna infuse our oil. A clove of garlic, which we're gonna squash and put in here, and a chili. And as the olive oil infuses, we take this time to clean our prawns. Cut it in half. You want to remove the intestine. This thing is basically poop. You do it for all the prawns, and also you do it for your scampi. And after a few minutes, be in with all the bodies. Then what you gotta do is just squash the heads, get all the juice out. This is all amazing flavor we're gonna add to the pasta. And when these guys change color, we're gonna add a little bit of the tomato sauce. And ideally you want ice, but I forgot to make ice, so we're gonna add cold water. And now we bring it back to temperature to a really gentle simmer. If there's anything that comes up, I'll show you. We're just gonna scoop it out. That's kind of dirty you want. And we'll let it simmer for 45 minutes. This is totally the wrong knife for it, so let's change it. Similarly with the prawns, I like to cut it into 3 pieces. This takes 2 seconds to cook, so we'll just cook it all the way at the end. And in the meantime, we get the wok ready. Extra virgin olive oil, clove of garlic, just the same, in camicia, with the shirt on. Goes in?
Take your shirt off.
No, with this belly. Parsley stems. Again, a lot of flavor. And talking about the belly, check out our new merch, designed by Megan Park, an amazing designer from Glasgow. This one is a little bit too tight on me, but isn't it cute? Okay, well, the link is below in case you want it for the summer, because everybody likes a spaghetti clock, no? I mean, sense of style. Anyway, if you go back here, this by now smells absolutely like the beach, and it's bubbling away really nicely, very clean. You can take away some of these extra bubbles at the top. Skimming our broth. There are 2 techniques when it comes to using fish broth for your pasta. The easy one, the quick one, what we're going to be doing today is just sieving it and using the water, the broth, to flavor the pasta, to cook our pasta in. It's going to absorb the flavor, it's going to be amazing. Option number 2, you add another layer of processing. So what we would do is that we take this, we blend it, so the actual shell of the prawns gets blended in. Again, you sieve it, the flavor is much richer, takes a lot more time, there's a lot more cleaning, and we're hungry, right babe? So we're not gonna do it today. Oops, and I nearly forgot chili here as well. And if you've been paying attention, you might be wondering, what are we supposed to do with the wine? Well, as it happens in show business, I screwed up and forgot to put it. So let's rewind. When the shells have cooked a bit and they're orange, before you add the tomato, half a glass of wine, you let all the wine evaporate, then you add the tomato, then you add the ice, and we're here. After a few minutes, out with the parsley stems, and in with our tomatoes. And then we add some water, and we use it to clean it off. I'm using Chilli cherry tomato in a can, which I find super sweet and delicious. Give them a little squash like so. And this will need to cook for 15 minutes, nice and slow. A ladle of our broth in the sauce. And this will just help the tomato cook and take some of that flavor from the fish. When you have a proper rolling boil, this is when you add the salt and our Calamarata. Yeah, that's about half. So this pasta takes 13 minutes to cook. So what we're going to be doing is half the time we're going to cook it in here. The other half we're going to be cooking in the wok, adding our broth. 6 minutes on the clock, and we transfer our pasta here. Change the pot, and we put our broth in here. And it's going to start absorbing this amazing broth, giving it so much flavor. And before we forget, out with the chili, and out with the garlic. And at this point, you feel the urge of putting parsley in it. I don't know why you would feel that, but don't do it. There are so many people that I see cooking that add parsley very early. The problem with parsley is that it's amazing when it's fresh. Just add it at the end. If you put it at the beginning, it starts becoming bitter, and you don't want that. And now it's time to babysit this. So slowly, 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 you keep adding the broth until this is perfectly cooked. If it says 6 minutes remaining on the pack, by doing this it'll take a little bit more, probably around 8 or 9 minutes. So we start adding our squid. That takes just a little bit longer than our prawns and our scampi. Give it a nice mix. And we keep adding the broth. We didn't salt this sauce, so worth adding a little bit of the salt now. And with the last 2 minutes to go, our prawns. And to make the pasta extra creamy, you need to add oxygen, which means the pasta needs to jump. So a bit of protecting gear. So this adds oxygen. It helps the emulsion. And it makes it beautifully creamy. This is cooked, off. And only now that the fire is off, take a parsley, add it to our pasta, and then we mix. And the finishing touch, some lemon zest. Look how delicious and how creamy it is at the bottom. All right, time to plate up. And isn't this gorgeous? Look at this. Let's get some prawn, some squid. Feels like you're on the beach in Italy. Let's get a sauce. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Buon appetito.